And I'm Elizabeth Watts. Our top story tonight is the growing coronavirus case numbers here in Colorado, the increase in restrictions as well being imposed in several places as a result of those numbers. And let's take a look at those first. In the past 24 hours, over 5,700 more people have tested positive for COVID-19 in our state. Right now, more than 1,500 patients are being treated for the virus in hospitals statewide. And this weekend, Pueblo is one of many counties moving to level red on the COVID-19 dial. The county recording more than 2,800 cases in just the past 2 weeks. And according to Pueblo's director of public health, cases are expected to double in the next 2 weeks. Pueblo Health saying their biggest concern is keeping hospitals at a manageable level. And they want to make it clear that medical resources are limited. And bringing the rise of cases back down is crucial for them to continue providing care.
I don't want to be in a position where we have to make life or death decisions for people. That's not where we want to go.
And Mayor Nick Gradisar says he trusts that the people of Pueblo will make the safe decisions to prevent cases from getting worse.
And we're watching out for you tonight because these rising COVID cases couldn't have come at a worse time. We're less than a week out from Thanksgiving now. Normally a time of celebration, but this year it is a time of caution. Our Colette Bordelon live at UCCS tonight, where nearly 200 students have decided to stay in the dorms for the holiday, Colette, rather than put their families at risk this holiday.
Yeah, and Rob, those with the college say that number higher than it normally would be this time last year. And while the majority of students are still leaving campus this week, some say that decision was not made lightly.
It's a beautiful place.
These two UCCS students came from across the pond.
Our first Thanksgiving, actually.
For a freshman year, unlike any other.
I feel like you should get tested if you're going to see like grandparents and stuff.
They both had the virus just a few weeks ago.
The thing is, everyone reacts different. So, Luke, you were pretty bad for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I mostly had like a headache and a slight cough.
And while they're crossing their fingers for Christmas.
Not how I expected it to go.
In-state students still taking precautions before heading home.
I know that I won't see my grandma. I just want everyone to be safe mostly, because we didn't think this was going to go for a year, but it ended up being a year.
The goal for Thanksgiving this year is to make sure we have a normal one next year.
And in a historic move, AAA coming out and saying this is not the time to travel.
Our advice is if you've got Thanksgiving travel plans, this is the year to reconsider them.
Because of the pandemic, AAA expects this to be the lowest Thanksgiving travel volume in 4 years. And they think those numbers will keep dropping.
70% of Coloradans in 2020 have postponed or canceled their travel plans, so people are used to this by now.
Our Colorado Springs Airport does think they'll see a small increase in travelers next week, but still,
we're expected to be down between 35 to 40% to where we normally are for the holiday season.
The only kind of travel AAA expects to increase when compared to last year is behind the wheel.
Another part of Thanksgiving that just seems impossible to avoid, those crowded grocery stores. Now, I talked with Safeway today. They say they expect things to start getting busy tomorrow. They're going to be increasing their cleaning to make sure their customers feel safe. And they do want everyone to know that even though people aren't traveling, they're still expecting them to be cooking. Always watching out for you, Colorado Springs. Colette Bordelon, News 5.